Hey there, guys. We're going to be going back to the first two areas of Dark Visions number 9 and doing more of a budget clear. My first day, I went and just kind of overpowered this like Terra and stuff, which some of you may not have. So this is a cheaper way to do it with no STMRs, no Neovision base units, no Neovision base cards, etc., etc. So Diablos is weak to fire and earth. He's a magical boss. We're going to go with the fire mage team. He does ice and wind damage. So you want to get to 100% resistance somehow, either through buffs, gear, or a combination of the two. We're going to be using, excuse me, we're going to be using 100% buffs from Nicole and Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light is going to do 100% wind resist. Nicole is going to do 100% ice resist. And again, if you're not using those, you can use something like Lucas or Marie, get 100% to everything, or you can use 70% buffs, 30% from gear, etc., etc. So here's the team we're going to use. Also, I should mention, Warrior of Light is on Leviathan for flood chaining, and Nicole is on Kokuryu for flood chaining. They're going to be helping chain to build that chain score for us. So, Warrior of Light is also the passive provoke evasion tank, and we gave him dual wielding fire weapons for flood chaining. So passive provoke, evasion, dual wielding, flood, etc. And at least 0 to ice and wind. At least 0. Nicole, dual wielding fire weapons. He's going to be buffing. And he's on Leviathan. Leviathan gives a wind resist penalty, so make sure you fix that with a wind resist item. Also, gear Nicole in 100% to fire resist from gear. We're going to use him as like a punching bag to power up our units without damaging the boss too early. We don't want to push any threshold or anything. So there we go. So the support chainer, he's going to be 100 fire and then 0 to wind and ice. Emperor in the shift form is going to be the primary DPS. He is geared for demon killing LB damage and using a free card. No magic on it, so it really hurts his stats. He could be better, but we're using all cheap gear. And he's got 125 demon and 150 LB damage. Realm is going to be filling Emperor's LB on turn 1. She's also going to be doing Rod in Peril for better damage. And she's going to be a Chaos Wave Awakened Chainer on turn 2. So we gave her a fire weapon. Other than that, not really too much important. Just make sure she's at least 0 to ice and wind. Ace, we gave him a fire weapon because we're not imbuing him. So we just gave him a fire weapon. Other than that, he's just going to be a Demon Chainer. A little bit of free gear, some Demon Killer. He's got 200% Demon Killer. And Kuja. Kuja's a really good choice here. He's a 7-star mage, but he does have really high fire damage. He's also good at demon killing. He gears for demons super easy. Dual wielding rods, so we can get that Rod and Peril bonus. And other than that, got some free gear. He's got some cheap killers, and he gears for killers super easy. He's at 300% demon killing, so he's going to be a big damage along with Emperor. Alright, let's do it. So first thing we're going to do is Nicole is going to go ahead and just do Iceberg Stance. It is enhanced to make it do 100%. And then Warrior of Light is going to do Invincible Shield. That's going to be our wind resist. Kuja is going to triple. We're going to start with Warfare and then do Soul Splitter and Overture. Ace can just guard. Let's see. Emperor is going to shift. And then we're gonna do a little bit strange with Emperor. We're gonna quad cast. We're gonna do Kneel Before Me 3 times, and then we're gonna do Absolute Fire. Now you want to start with targeting the boss. Kneel Before Me is gonna break the boss's spirit, and then after it casts once, you want to immediately change target to Nicole, so that that actual attack doesn't really deal damage to the boss and push a threshold. There, it did a fire attack on Nicole, but it made him he immuned it. And the reason we did that is that's a big LB damage buff on Emperor. If I can ever click, that's a big LB damage buff on Emperor, so he's now good to go for turn 2. And now Realm is going to just double cast both her cooldowns. Would you pose and you're still standing? That's going to fill Emperor's LB to max, ready to go. It also imperils the boss to rods, and it gives her triple cast for next turn. So here's the single target stuff. There's the AoE. We're immune because of 100% ice and wind resist. And now it's time to kill. So Warrior of Light is going to dual wield Flood Chaining with Nicole. Actually, Nicole has Flood Chain. I could have just let him double casted Flood, but whatever. We're gonna do it this way. Emperor's going to use his LB. Realm's going to triple Chaos Wave Awakened. With Ace, triple cast Chaos Wave Awakened. Oh, not that one. Actually, we should do that one. Actually, we're going to do Attack Hand, Break Sight, and then Burst++. And now Kuja could quad cast, but no one else is quad cast. So we're only going to triple with Kuja. We're going to Flare Symphony, Igneous Zeal, and then Warfare. Okay, so we're going to weave all this together, and this will be a 100 or above chain point score. We're going to send the Floods, send Emperor, and then send the Chaos Wave Awakened units. So there we go. Over 100, 130 point chain. Should be a damage cap. The first areas are pretty easy. Yeah, damage cap. So there we go. If you don't have Emperor, I know he's kind of specific. It should have damage capped without Emperor, honestly, just with like Kuja and Ace and all. I'm not entirely sure. We only used a 75% Spirit Break with Emperor. If you're not using Emperor, just add like a higher Spirit Break, and you should still damage cap. You could use other mages, whoever you want, or if you've got something like Neovision's Awakening Darkfina. She's a Earth Mage. Neovision's Earth Mage, which is good. Or if you have like Terra, you know, Terra's a free win, but if you don't have Terra, there's an option. Alright, let me jump over to the physical stage, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright guys, next up we're going to be going to Siren. This is one that if you've got Tifa, even with like budget gear, Tifa should still pretty much destroy this, but we're going to do it without Tifa, just in case you missed Tifa. So this boss does ambush with water damage, so you want to make sure that your team is immune to water from gear. If you're using Shoreline Fina and Daisy, she can cover the ambush with her preemptive cover, but if you're not using Shoreline Fina and Daisy, just gear for water resist. The boss also does dark damage, so we're going to gear for 30% dark and get a 70% buff from Anima to deal with that. We're going to go with a Thunder team. We're going to be using this team to do it. And here it is. So the team we're going to use is Sylvie. She's going to be really only here for imbuing the team with Thunder. And that's mostly it. And a 300% attack buff. So she's geared for 100 water and 30 or better dark resist. Laswell is on Anima, so he can give us protection from the dark, or whatever it's called, 70% dark buff. Other than that, we're using all katanas on this team because we're going to be using katana in peril. So we're going to stick to katanas. We're using Bird Killer, and we're using, like I said, we're not using any Neovision base cards, so we're using, you know, just a free card, well, a random card, and some Bird Killer. He's got 125 Bird Killer. Dark Knight Leon is going to chain with Laswell. That's pretty much it. He's also going to be our breaker. And he's got dual wield katanas with twin sword user, a free card, and there we go. 100% water, a little bit of dark. And he's actually a little bit low on the gear. He's got no killer at all. He's mostly going to be a supporting unit. Mastermind Zon is using a yellow egg. A thunder weapon. And his TMR, he's got 100 water, a little bit of dark. He's going to spread the 100%. He's going to spread a 300% killer buff on turn 1, and that's mostly it. He's going to be a support chainer. He's going to chain with Shadow. Shadow base form is going to be our provoker. He's going to use his active provoke, so he's geared in 100 water, a little bit of dark, and full evasion. And we'll use his provoke. He's also going to be our breaker, and then he's going to shift, and on the kill turn, he's going to use his shifted form, which is geared for pure damage. Double katana for the Imperil. A lot of killers, got a free card, and he's got 225 Bird Killer. And Realm is for support. She's going to be doing Thunder Imperil as well as Thunder Amplify, and that's mostly it. Amplify Thunder and Imperil Thunder. Yeah, let's give it a go. The boss does Sleep and Blind as well. I don't know when the boss does Sleep and Blind, so we're gonna buff immunity with Sylvie to make sure it's not a problem. Alright, so let's see. To start off, Leon is going to... Actually, before we do that, actually, we don't even need Leon to break. We've got Shadow to break. Yeah, good point. So Leon doesn't even need a break. This unlocks triple, right? Yeah, triple. So we'll just use Black Executioner. Boom. So triple cast next turn. Shadow is going to... we're going to break, though. Actually, we're not even going to use that break. We're going to use his better break. We're going to use his 84%, which is not available until turn 2. Okay, I lied. We're going to use his 80% break. We're going to use Submerged in Shadow to imperil the Katana. And then we're going to use his Provoke, which I forgot what it's called on Global. I think Illusion Maneuver. Yeah, that's a Provoke. Okay, there we go. Realm is going to double. We're going to... You're Still Standing to fill her own LB gauge. And then we're going to use Spark Sketch to imperil the boss to Thunder. Let's see. Lastwell will Dark Resist. Sylvie is going to triple. We're going to hop into battle on Zahn so we can spread that. We're going to do immunity to debuffs in case the boss blinds on turn 1. I don't know if she does or doesn't. And we'll add lightning to Zahn as well. And Zahn can just share. We don't need to steal because we already gave him the buffs directly. Some water attacks, some dark attacks. Boss is powering up, but it's time to kill. So let's see. So Realm is not really doing anything on this turn. So we can just... Actually, can't Realm buff Bird Killer? No, she can't. So we just guard Realm. We'll triple Lastwell. We'll triple Leon. Let's see. Charge and then double Corruption. Sylvie doesn't need to do anything. Zahn will triple. We're going to triple Stardust Ray with our Shadow, who is going to shift. And Shadow's a little weird in his shift. We're going to do a bunch of Shurikens. We're going to do Mighty Shuriken, Tempering Shuriken, and Diamond Shuriken. Okay, there we go. So this should damage cap, and we just send them all, and triple Absolute Mirror and triple Stardust Ray goes over 100, so chain count is handled. Okay, that should have been damage cap, probably. I hope. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so there it is. If you got Tifa, gear her for Bird Killer, and she can damage cap by herself, probably. If not, add some chainers. Okay. Dark Visions Area 2 opens in a few hours. I'll be posting that. I will be going for a quick one-turn clear on the first area. I'm going to post that video first. And then later, hopefully not so long of a gap, maybe right afterwards, I will show a budget version of the next 2 areas as well. Anyway, here is the cheap way to do the first 2 areas. And for the previous bosses, by the way, it's the exact same thing. So for Diablos, you can use the exact same team we did on Diablos on this little lion-looking thing. And then for this bird, same thing. Use the exact same team. All right. See you guys for the next one.